Hello, Earthly Entity. Good to see you. How are you doing? Other than getting attacked by the sea dragon. I did see that message. Pretty good, good. Good to hear. Oh, I still haven't got CSS to remove that from my overlay. One day I'll remember. Maybe YouTube will add the ability to turn it off before that, who knows. Let's put the game on screen. Now, if I recall, last time was very productive.
Passing 100 meters.
Thank you, Ava.
Efficiency decreased.
Yep, passing 100 meters. Passing 200 meters.
Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
She tells me this every time I load.
Emergency power only. Power restored. All primary systems online.
I hope Sandra / McMeanface is nicer to me. Well, I've got a strategy. I'm gonna take a little bit longer to be a little bit safer with how I go back down there, just to get into that room that I haven't been into yet. But yeah, last time did tons of stuff last time. Got past Sandra the first time. Got the blue tablet. Didn't get into the other room in the thermal plant. Hatched Linda over here. I should probably keep a list of the names of all of my different creatures, because there are so many of them. What keeps opening and closing? Who's making that noise? Okay, that's a different sound. It's not even... I thought it was squidding, but it's not even the squidding sound. Oh, it kind of is.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
This is a problem. I was playing Morrowind for a bit last week, and I keep pressing E to try and interact with things, and that's not how you play this game. So what I'm going to do, because I need to get back into that place with my purple tablets here, so that I can open that second door. However, obviously there is a sea dragon, which could be quite dangerous. There are also warpers inside the thing and just outside the thermal plant, which also could be quite dangerous. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to go up to the surface to the enforcement platform with my Cyclops and go through the portal, so I don't have to go past either of those creatures, at least for a bit.
Engine powering up.
Because the way up and down here is now, I believe, completely safe for my Cyclops, given that I have deleted the juvenile ghost Leviathan here. As well as most of the other local fauna. Quite a lot of folks are dead. Dutch Oven the Child, exactly. Wasn't the first time, shan't be the last. Hello, Frog, welcome. Good to see you. We'll check, yes, I am in medium. Medium speed. Realizing there's a little, like, alcove there. Have I been in that? Oh, there's a creature. It's probably not anything particularly useful there, so we'll save that for later. Hello, Dax. Welcome. Who did I hit? No, it was just a little fish. Going to try and avoid hitting these rays. See how it goes. Don't swim into me, because it'll be the end for you. Always feel bad for hitting the rays. They're just little guys. They never hurt anyone. Yeah, same. That's why I try to maneuver past them. Using your tablet for everything right now because you closed Osu, but you're too lazy to unplug it and plug in your mouse because you're going to play Osu again anyways. Fair enough. I am certainly a proponent of being slightly too lazy to do something. Particularly being too lazy to do something that would make my life easier. That's me in a nutshell. Too lazy to do the thing that takes a short-term effort, so I do more long-term effort in the end. Which of these holes is it? I think it's just this one. It's just not quite, not quite, not quite, not quite. Maybe slightly further ahead? Should be directly underneath there. It'll be this one that's coming up, yeah. Should be directly underneath that beacon before I start rising. Yeah, this is it. In terms of progress in your playthrough, you're just a bit ahead of me. Enforcement platform. Hello, Reefbacks. I always miss your sounds when I go away below. The Reefbacks are so soothing. Neck hurts really bad if it doesn't get just a bit better tomorrow. You're gonna freak out. Oh, you pulled a muscle. Sometimes a pulled muscle can last for a wee bit. I don't know what a normal length is, but it can hurt for a while. Certainly not fun. Strain pulled many muscles before, so you're used to it. Oh, you heard that? That was this. I should probably go and get my cup of tea. That was not a ringtone. That was a voice. That was someone who doesn't realize I'm streaming shouting to me that I have a cup of tea downstairs. I didn't actually say to anyone. I should have done. I'll go and grab it after I reach the enforcement platform. It'll just take like a minute or two. Less. You would think those fires would have gone out on the Aurora by now. I've been here for like a third of a year. Like, either the fires would have died out, or the Aurora would be... Oh, we have a problem. Or the Aurora would be much more of a husk than it is. I think I was flying above the waves there for a moment. Keeps the Reapers warm. Yeah, but that doesn't explain how it's still going. What it's doing is fine. The question is, how is it still going? Hold on, I'm having to navigate here. It may be correct to say that I've hit a reef. Hello, Beaver God, welcome. Let me just curve around here. Started studying maths, working up to advanced. Nice. Hoping to get something science related. Also nice. Oh, for goodness sake. Listen, Cyclops, just fly. Just float. I'm destroying the local environment, but it's fine. I didn't realize you could punch these rocks out of the way. What like... I don't even know what the word I'm looking for here. Like, what areas of maths are you looking at the moment? Oh god. I've hit a reef again. I've definitely not gone the way that I normally go. I don't normally hit this many things. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Cyclops isn't on fire yet. Why is the moon pixelated? Oh, it'll be the island clouds. Actually, I realize now. You can never navigate the shallows in the Cyclops. You're usually pretty good with driving it. Well, I somehow managed to weave through there, but I certainly didn't do a good job of navigating. I don't actually need the Officer Keen beacon to be active anymore. The abyssal entrance is right next to the island. Oh shit, never mind. Sorry, I was wrong. I did in fact damage it. Hold on. Hold on. I did in fact damage it. I said I didn't, but I was wrong. I did. Where is the hole? Bro, you gotta show me where the hole is.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Wait. Yeah, it's still going. Right, I need to... I think it just takes a random location.
Powering down.
I'm pretty sure it just takes a random location. Where does that say? Yeah, you see, if you look at the damage on the hull as well, it's actually way back on the side there, which is why I was looking in totally the wrong spot. So the damage on the hull on the exterior isn't where the water's pouring in inside. And the damage on the hull on the exterior isn't where I was taking hits. There it is. It's just completely screwed. Might as well, while I'm at it. Nothing new, okay. Studying algebra 1 and 2 and then a bit of trigonometry pre-calc.
Engine powering up.
Nice. I don't really know what the base of more complex areas. I don't really know what the 1s and 2s entail, given I'm from a different educational system. But obviously I know what algebra, trigonometry and calculus and pre-calculus are. When I first studied some of the more complex maths, I was really bad at it at secondary school. And then I did it again at uni because we had some mandatory maths modules in my software engineering course, and I was way better at it the second time around. But to be honest, I probably don't remember how to do most of it now at all. You find the stuff you do in school way too easy, so you're going way ahead? Yeah. So, I never actually took the fluid intake because I got distracted by the fact that my ship was falling apart.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Just gonna turn
Engine powering down.
the engine off, because I think that sound might be a Reaper. It could just be the shark, but I doubt it. Ever good at maths, you're a BA student in English and science. I was like reasonably good at most things.
Engine powering
But I think the thing I was best at was actually philosophy, which we only did in my very last year of secondary school. Certain aspects of philosophy have a very mathsy element to them, though. Arguments in Action in particular was quite mathematical in its logic. Right, we're gonna stop here.
powering down.
You're worst at geography, music, arts, and history. I can't remember what I was worst at. Hello, J-Man. English is also good, but the rules are getting to you. English is a weird one because I suppose it depends whether you're studying English as like it's studied in an English speaking country, or if you're actually studying English as in you're learning the language, because they're two different things. I'm gonna get lost in here. I think this is where I'm meant to be going. Even your dad draws and plays piano and guitar, electric guitar, you have no interest in that, you're really bad at them. I mean, yeah, interests are not necessarily passed down. Get lost in here all the time? I'm assuming that there are, like, ways the aliens could tell, and we just can't tell. Because if there are no, like, secret ways where, like, you know, maybe this is actually a sign that says go this way for this thing, but we just can't read it. Because otherwise the aliens would get lost in here all the time as well, and that would be a problem for them. Right, I'm going to quickly grab that cup of tea that I was told is downstairs so that it doesn't go cold, and then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to go through this portal. Give me a second. I am back, and I have a cup of tea. You want to see inside the green portal? Well, you're about to see inside the green portal. As I said, it would be very quick to get the tea. I have been through here before. Basically, I spent the entire first 20 minutes of this episode... Wait a minute, I need to go back. Cliffhanger again, I need to go back. I don't have the purple tablet on me. It's still in the Cyclops. It was quick, yeah. Not to be narcissistic, egotistical, but you definitely think you're a bit above average in IQ, and you think that mostly comes from your mom, so you never had good grades. I mean, with regard to, like, above average in intelligence, absolutely possible. IQ is not a good measure of intelligence. IQ is a very good measure of how good you are at IQ tests, and it's a pretty bad measure of anything else. Yeah, that makes sense. That also sucks. She's really smart, yeah. Am I out? Is this the right place? I think this is the right place. Forgot to pick up the purple tablet before I left the Cyclops. Yeah, I second that earthly entity. Straight into the sea dragon's mouth. Yeah, absolutely agreed. I don't even understand abusive parents. Like, if you're gonna be a dick to your kid, why have a kid? No, I'm not dead, Scarlet King. I was just, I was ill last week, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, IQ can measure things that are useful, but it's not the same as intelligence. Intelligence is a lot more complicated than that, and people can score very lowly on both types of IQ tests who are actually very intelligent. Your eye hurts, J-Man? That sucks. I hope it gets better. Here we are. The entire purpose of the first 20 minutes of this episode, coming up to the surface here, was just so that I could get back in here without facing the sea dragon or the warpers. What did you miss, Scarlet King? Well, from this episode, you literally just missed me sailing to the surface in my Cyclops, so I could come down here, bypassing the scary creatures. And here we are, purple tablet about to be used. I brought my prawn to the surface, why didn't I take it through the portal so you could drill that iron cube thing? I'm very nervous about bringing my prawn in here, since I was informed of a bug last time where if you're not careful, your prawn suit can sort of sink into the floor. Oh, I don't like that that lights up when I step on it. It makes it feel like I'm being tracked.
Integrating new PDA data.
Also, I do have tons of iron cubes in storage.
Synthesizing ion. Powered blueprints from alien data. Blueprints stored to databank. Integrating new PDA data.
Why did that play twice?
Alien facility location updated. Volcanic area connected to this cave system at depth 1.4 kilometers.
South-southwest. That way. Right, let's read this. What are the two blueprints I just got? Eh? Oh. Battery infused with alien ion technology. I did look up the ear pit thing. I didn't physically retain a huge amount of the data because I didn't use it. Like, I read it and then I didn't speak to anyone about it because it was a couple of weeks before I streamed Subnautica again. So it's most of it's gone out of my head, unfortunately. Right, let's read primary containment facility last. Ion power data. I can't read with that in the background. It has been possible to extract useful information regarding alien ion power. Ion cubes are grown artificially from a mineral substance and are treated to remain in a stable state despite the huge ionic energy contained within. By installing an ion cube in an appropriate device, this energy can be released as electrical power. Using this knowledge, it has been possible to synthesize new battery and power cell blueprints, which leverage advanced ionic energy to last considerably longer. Useful. Alien thermal plant. This system is directly converting local thermal energy into electric current at 90% efficiency. Most of this energy is being stored in the battery-like devices within the plant itself, each of which holds enough to power a small city for a year. Some of it, however, is being drained off, presumably as it is distributed to other facilities on the planet. The power plant appears to be fully automated and, given current understanding of the mechanisms involved, uninterruptible. Well, if you would let me make a nuclear bomb, then it would be interruptible. Actually, you do let me make a nuclear bomb. You let me make a nuclear reactor, which can be, with just a little bit of tinkering and destabilization, turned quite quickly into a nuclear bomb. Primary containment facility. A power router in the thermal plant is distributing energy collected on site to other facilities on the planet. Primary containment facility location updated. Constructed within a natural chasm. Connected to this cave network. South-southeast. I thought it said south-southwest earlier. Maybe I can't read. Area of volcanic activity. Depth 1.4 kilometers. Power distribution. Self-warping quarantine enforcement units. 5%. But why though? Why are there self-warping quarantine enforcement units? What if we didn't? What if we just didn't have that? Arc network, 10%. Sanctuaries, Alpha, Beta, Kappa, 10%. Quarantine enforcement platform, 35%. Disease research facility, offline. Primary containment facility, 20%. Reserve, 20%. There is no clear way to interrupt the power flow. Did you guys know using Einstein's E equals mc squared, a 5 kilogram cat could power the country of Norway for almost a year? If it's energy output is 100%. Yeah, I mean, atoms contain an insane amount of energy. That's the basis of nuclear power, and there are a lot of atoms in a cat. So yeah, if we could get things at 100% efficiency conversion into energy, we would be doing very well. So, is it safe? I can't remember what it was that triggered the bug with the prawn suit in this place. Is it safe for me to take my prawn suit through, mine this, and then take it back out through the portal? Because I know there's a bug involving the prawn suit and the portal where it can get stuck in the floor. Bomb dropped on Hiroshima, turned half a gram of mass. Pure violent energy. That's the mass of a butterfly destroying an entire city. Yeah, exactly. It is safe, okay. Because last time people were saying, just don't go through the portal with the prawn still in the building. But I can take the prawn back through the portal. Presumably. With me in it. And we aren't going to get, like, separated. Only when the prawn suit is left in an alien facility. Take the prawn through that portal, okay. Just don't want Steven to get lost, you know. Could theoretically use a black hole to get around 40% of the E equals mc square output of an object. We can also theoretically use a black hole to get a battery from its own power. If we're capable of building a Dyson sphere around a black hole, what you can then do, well, essentially a Dyson sphere, if you surround it with mirrors, what you can then do is introduce electromagnetic waves into the space inside the mirrors at an angle around the black hole, because practically the vast majority of black holes, if not all black holes that exist in nature, are naturally rotating because they retain the rotational energy of the star, because rotational energy is converted. So you can introduce electromagnetic waves into the space within the mirrors, close that off, then the electromagnetic waves fly around the black hole, bouncing off the mirrors. They pick up the rotational energy, because rotational energy is transferred when you're going around something, and then you leave it for a bit so that it can gather rotational energy from the black hole, then harvest those electromagnetic waves back out of that space, and you get some of the black hole's energy. Sorry. I'm very passionate about using black holes to gain power. I don't know if it's got a specific name.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
I went on that rant and YouTube immediately said that my viewers had dropped to 0.
Engine powering up.
I mean, it's not my theory. I didn't come up with it. I don't think my knowing that the theory exists particularly qualifies me to become a scientist, but thank you. I really need to find somewhere I can actually get Stephen outside here without him dropping all the way into oblivion. This is a sort of ramp. This will do. Basically, sorry, I missed it. I was talking. For a split second, the facility loads and the prawn suit doesn't, so it falls a tiny amount into the floor. Then, once reloaded, it falls through the rest of the floor. Ah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a pretty typical bug. Well, let's get over here.
Engine powering down.
And then the other thing you can do with black holes is if you introduce those electromagnetic waves into the black hole, you let them gather power from essentially the transfer of rotational energy, but you never extract them again. Eventually, they can build up so much power that the mirrors that you put around the hole, essentially the Dyson sphere, will just explode, and then you've created theoretically one of the most powerful bombs possible. Right, I'm gonna save before I go in here, just so that nothing, you never know what happens. I don't want Stephen to somehow get lost. If you could finish saving, thank you. How could you even get mirrors around the black hole? Well, that's the impractical part. Essentially, the theoretical concept of a Dyson sphere has existed for a long time, which is building a gargantuan machine around a star, which harvests the star's thermal energy, and potentially can even move the star if it blasts that thermal energy, focuses it in a certain direction. So it's a similar concept, but essentially you build a massive machine sphere around the black hole, completely encase the black hole. But this version has mirrors on the inside, is the theory. So it's very much theoretically possible, practically pretty implausible. I didn't think about that. That could be a problem. I may have to bring my Cyclops down here. I kind of assumed it would carry me like it normally does, but it very much did not. This looks like a maze. Yeah, the alien facilities are difficult to navigate. Given the size of the door frames, the aliens that built this facility must have been massive. Maybe they were just very fancy. Like you've seen the size of some things built by like the Egyptians, for example. Maybe the aliens were just kind of like that. Like if you look at the Great Apostle Hall in oh god, is it Thebes? Might be Thebes. Like the pillars there are just absolutely gargantuan, and there was absolutely no reason for the Egyptians to build it that big, but they did, because it was a temple. Maybe the aliens are kind of the same way, but with scientific facilities. Want to show off by building massive stuff. I just had a stupid idea. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Disappointing. Exceptionally disappointing. How could they give me false hope like that? Right, I'm gonna try and platform back up here. Hold on. See if it's possible. Oh, you gravity bastards. I hate them so much. I can't believe they've done this to me. Right, do not fall through the floor, Stephen, or I'll have a bone to pick with you. Have I killed any Leviathans? I've killed one ghost Leviathan juvenile. Hello, Craft Cosmic. Welcome. The one in the Lost River I've killed. But broadly speaking, I've put a significant amount of effort into, into not engaging in combat with Leviathans unless necessary. Okay, J-Man, see you later. Am I going the right way? Where the fuck did I put my Cyclops? Okay, it is over here. Ghost Leviathan chased you into the lava zone. You almost lost your hardcore run. That's wild that it chased you that far. Mine didn't even chase me the whole way through the Lost River. Before drinking, I'm going to go back down and make sure I get Steven, just in case this shit decides to unload and reload and fucking delete Steven. If I see that boy fall through the floor, I'm going to have a bone to pick. Because of you fighting the Ghost Leviathan, the dragon almost killed you. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck fighting two Leviathans at once. I mean, I personally would like to avoid fighting the sea dragon altogether. Sandra can just live her own life, independent from me. This is evil placement for this moon pool, right next to the warper there. Ouch. We're all good. It's fine. We haven't got a problem. Stephen is, in fact, absolutely fine.
Seek fluid intake.
Engine powering down.
Yes, yes, seek fluid intake. On it. Oh, I'm... Why is...
Vital signs stabilizing.
Why is this water in the Cyclops? This doesn't feel right. The bell curve on one side I don't understand quantum physics. The middle says I have a good understanding of quantum physics, and then the other side says I don't understand quantum physics. Yep. That is exactly how quantum physics is.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
All systems online. Right, let's get out of here.
Engine powering up.
The prawn is the hardest vehicle for you to control? Same. The prawn's momentum is like Luigi. It just keeps sliding. I really want to take the Butterfly Mark II back with me, but then I would have to leave Steven, and that's not happening. Butterfly will just have to stay there. Now, that entire operation essentially saved me from having to interact with the warpers outside the thermal facility. Have to go, might make it back to the stream. Said you had to stay for very little time. See you guys next time. Okay, see you later, Frog. It was good having you here. You thought when they do that leaning thing they're dead? It's why you thought you got that warper with your cycles in the lava zone? No. They just be like that. When you bump them, they're very rigid, so they can just tilt like that. But yeah, that essentially saved me from having to interact with the warpers outside the thermal facility. I'm still gonna have to go past Sandra again because I need to get to the primary containment facility, which is, from the instructions I received, to the mountain where the thermal facility is, and then south-southeast and down to a depth of about 1.4 kilometers. So great fun. Don't attack the... Oh, you bastard. Killed the hoverfish. How could you do this? I assumed you were talking about warpers. That is a good description of them. See, it's so much simpler when I come around this side. I don't get stuck in the shallows over there and smash my Cyclops off a million different things. Since when were there this many gasopods over here? Trivia question, how many moons does Mar have and extra points if you can name them? Can I remember the names of Mars's moon? I think it has 2. Um, I really should know the names of them. It's really annoying me. Unfortunately, the only name in my head at the moment is the name of Pluto's moon, which is Charon. So I'm gonna have to say you have me beat on that. I would indeed like the answer. Hello, my beloved Reefback. Or is it Phobos and Demos, for God's sake? I wouldn't have been able to tell you Demos, but I should have been able to tell you Phobos. I knew Phobos, it just wasn't coming to me. At least I knew it had the right number. Isn't Demos like really small? Am I correct in that? I feel like one of them is a lot larger than the other one. Yes, I know about Olympus Mons. I don't think it's Mount Olympus Mons. I think it's just Olympus Mons because Mons already means mount or mountain. Shots down Phobos and Demos as fancy character names? Well, they're already from Greek mythology. So, honestly, good source of names. A lot of fantasy names are from mythology, and pretty much all stellar names are from mythology, except for recent ones. The more and more of them have been from recent, like, modern pop culture. But all the original names of things in the solar system and the galaxy were from various mythologies, mostly Greek and Roman. Damn Greeks stealing your names. For example, Mars is the Roman god of war. And if you'll allow me to choose favorites when it comes to mythology, the less interesting version of Ares. Ares is a more interesting character, fight me. My favorite Greek god. That's a very complicated question. The thing about Greek gods is that Greek history was divided into three pretty distinct phases. You've got the Mycenaean era, which is like sort of very early Greek and doesn't have a lot of the gods. Then you've got, well, Orphic isn't an era, but the Orphic gods had significant differences to the standard Hellenic gods. Where the fuck am I going? I think this way is the way I should be going. I would probably... Hades is a good one. Hades is quite interesting. I'm probably gonna say certain specific interpretations of, like, Artemis, maybe. The LA Brea tar pits. La Brea means the tar. The tartar pits. Is the first LA lettering there the word La, or is it LA as in Los Angeles? Another one I could throw on for among my favorite Greek gods would be Dionysos. Dionysos was very interesting, especially like early Dionysos, and if you delve into the associations of him being related to like madness and frenzy. But I have to confess, Greek mythology, much as I love it, I like all mythologies, far from my favorite. My favorites would be Egyptian and Norse, probably. Oh, you use voice to text, okay, fair enough. So it is La. Okay. Forget how to spell simple words sometimes, like last week you think you spent 5 minutes trying to remember how to spell figuratively. Okay, to be fair, I'm not sure I would describe figuratively as a simple word. Like that's quite a few letters. But I do much the same. Although again, the word I struggle with the most is not one I would consider simple, which is maneuver. I've put so much effort into learning which way round the vowels are, and I still get them the wrong way around most of the time. Also forget how to spell vehicle a lot. I suppose it helps. I often intentionally mispronounce words the way they look like they should be pronounced, and that kind of helps me remember some of them. Like, I often pronounce vehicle, just as comedy. Yeah, each deserves recognition. It does. It really does. Don't actually know the origin of vehicle. It looks like a Latin word. I'm gonna try and look it up on my phone with one hand while still controlling the Cyclops with my other hand. We'll see how it goes. See if my driving is good enough to do this. I've accidentally switched my keyboard to Icelandic. I may have messed up. It is from Latin vehiculum, from vehere, to carry. There you go. I managed it. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. The best driver Subnautica has ever seen. What I'm going to do when I get down below is I'm going to make sure I have titanium on board here. Because potentially, depending on what I face when I go towards the primary containment facility, if there is a point where there is a lull in creatures, like a reasonably safe point, I would like to build another temporary base there. So I'm going to need some minerals on board. Oh, the warper. Will I ever be free of the bastards? Answer, no. When I get round to playing Subnautica below zero, I'm gonna log into the game and the first thing I'm gonna see is a warper. They're just above ground now. I won't forget tablets. I have a couple purple tablets on board the Cyclops. Well, I have one purple tablet now actually, because I used one of them. And I have an orange tablet and I have my blue tablet on my person. Terrifying. Yeah, like, lava larvae definitely don't respawn. There were so many of them in this tunnel when I first came along, and now there are, like, none. Look at all those minerals, but they're near a warper. I don't want to be near a warper. You forgot your purple tablet while going into the thermal plant and wanted to slam your head into your desk. Well, don't slam your head into your desk. But you can also do what I did, which is just open the portal and take the long, safe way around. Okay, we're gonna stop here for a bit.
Engine powering down.
Engine powering down. We're gonna consume the refreshments. Why the hell not? Let's eat the whole lot of them. If you could, please. I beg. It's what they get for not having a digestive system and powering their internal systems with Bluetooth. Idiots. There we go. I've got a purple, an orange, and a blue. I should probably make more. Don't think I have anything else on board right now. I lied. I have tons of titanium. And in fact, I have tons of ion cubes and one piece of kyanite, apparently. Grand. Right, what I should do is I should put some of these ion cubes in my base in case the Cyclops gets destroyed. Although, to be frank, if the Cyclops gets destroyed, I'm probably just gonna have to reload, because I'm probably fucked if that happens. Oh, there are already a couple in here, actually. Well, we'll put these ones in as well. I'll need the kyanite. What could I possibly need kyanite for? I've got tons of it here anyway. Let's see here. When it comes to if I need to make a little base, multi-purpose room is 6 titanium. The absolute basics, I don't know why I'm so tired, I'm yawning here, is a multi-purpose room plus thermal plant, which is magnetite, aerogel, titanium, gold, titanium. Aerogel is gel sac ruby. So I need some magnetite, I need some gold, I need some ruby. Holy lithium. Okay, good. I am growing gel sacs here. Just had to double check. Plant those babies. Okay, can I pick up the gel? Thank you. And that can actually go off, so I need to make that into
Captain.
aerogel right now. So that I have it. There's that stuff. Iron cube, gold, silver ore. Just drop all that in there. Now, of course, I'm not necessarily going to build another base, but I want to have the materials in case I do. Anything else I want to bring along? I'm not sure that there actually is. Well, I should have this stuff on me. Let's be real. All this stuff I should have on me. Why do I have 2 flashlights? Down here, the thermal blade is kinda no good. So I'm not sure if I'll actually take it. Why do I have the Seamoth sonar in my inventory? Why do I have so much water? What's going on? I'm too powerful. Whole idea... Wait, whole idea of split brain patients and cutting the corpus callosum terrifies you. You mean the thing that experiences consciousness is the communication and cooperation of 2 and 10? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Let's take this thermal blade just in case. Sploosh. And I need to go and grab me some titanium and preferably some kyanite. When you cut each hemisphere of your brain, connect identically, independently rather. I mean, yeah. We know that large parts of the brain can act without other large parts of the brain. They just do so severely impaired. Wait. Stephen, why have you lost health? Corpus callosum is a piece of the brain tissue. Yeah, okay. That facilitates communication. Is this really the only bit of titanium that we have in my vicinity? Right, Stephen, do not fall in the lava. Oh, it's so far. It's way up in Warper territory. Nah, bro, what the fuck? Speaking of Warper territories right there, yeah, fuck that. I'm getting titanium from somewhere else. There's a bastard. I'm not going anywhere near Warpers. You can't make me. It's not happening. Hello, Lily. Welcome. I might need titanium. I may need to build a second base, essentially. I don't know for sure. And obviously I don't wish to be told. I suppose I should really just set off. It's south-southeast, which is that way. Which is actually very useful because that's the side of this that I always stick to. I say I always stick to. I stuck to the last time. The only time. South-southeast, yeah. Connected to this cave system. Granso.
Engine powering up.
Was what canary? Earthly entity. I'm gonna kill this. Yeah, I'm a canary, but like, was what I'm a canary? Okay, there's titanium here I can grab. Right down there. I can grab this before I go full journey away. Oh, right, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's usually canary that ends up not being woken up by me.
Powering down.
It is fully my fault for not waking them up. Yeah, we're good, we're good. You, get over here. Double check there isn't one on me. Okay. They are noisy little buggers. I don't even know if they can. I assume they can go on the Cyclops. Not the Cyclops, the prawn suit. Steven. Now, I certainly don't imagine I'm going to need the full amount of titanium that I've now carrying on me, but it pays to be prepared. How much does it pay to be prepared? Well, currently 0 pennies. I've gone the wrong way here. There we go. You usually get here pretty early, but alas, having a job gets in the way, yeah.
Engine powering up.
One reason I tend to just, like, be lazy, but obviously that's not a sustainable it's not a sustainable habit. Although weirdly enough, I don't watch very many streams. You might feel like I would because I do streams, but I barely ever watch streams. It's very, very rare for me to get involved in watching a stream, whether on YouTube or on Twitch. Right, where's Sandra at right now? I just want to say, that sound is fine, first of all. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is I hate the fact that I can't see Sandra anywhere. Welcome back, Scarlet. Hello, Raresh. No need to apologize. There's no obligation for turning up to streams at a specific time or with any specific frequency or at all. This is all for entertainment. I really don't like not knowing where Sandra is, though. I've got to say that. I can't even hear her. Hello, Brian. Welcome. Good to see you again. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a feet cam. Very sorry, Radesh. What the fuck? Where is... Yeah, very sad, I know. back on the grind. I'm on the trying to make progress grind, I suppose. It has already been more than an hour, yes. That may be down to my
Engine powering down.
I heard Sandra. I did not kill Sandra, no. Which is why I'm so surprised and concerned by my inability to perceive her. It has indeed been more than an hour. That's down to my decision to go above the ocean. That bastard's coming for me. Sandra is my name for the sea dragon. All of the creatures have a name. Yeah, I knew she'd still be about. It was just I couldn't see her anywhere. How many of those fuckers we got? Too many. Who made that noise? I think it was just a lava lizard. What is Linda doing? Linda is... Linda is actually not that one. Linda is in a cage still at home. Sandra, you can't just be making noises and then not revealing your location to me. It's against the rules, actually. Okay, first of all... There's Sandra. No, but Sandra, that's the way I wanted to go. She is beautiful, but she's also a problem. Yes, Sandra, kill the little magma things. Slaughter them. Lava larva. You have a pet isopod that lives in your terrarium. Gave him a dead leaf. He's eating it. It's adorable. His name is Leonard. That is adorable. Listen, you little shit stain. I'm gonna electrocute you if you touch me. Wise move. I wasn't watching her. Okay, she's over there. Sea dragons don't really have a mean face. They just look derpy. I don't know if I would say that they look derpy. Their movement is kind of weird. Especially when they start going through walls like Sandra over here. What we need her to do is to go over to the other side of the thermal plant. God damn it, where is she? There, she's still in the fucking wall. What are you doing, Sandra? I want to go that way. No, it's not actually south. South-southeast would be in that way. Is that cave? What if I'm supposed to be looking for the hole? That's a way back the way. But I've got to explore this whole location, like... Get the fuck off my ship. Yeah, well, the strategy is to stop the engine when she's near, but I prefer for her to just not be near when I start the engine. Okay.
Powering up.
This is permission to move a little.
Engine powering down.
Well, it sure as hell ain't in here. I will find it by myself. Don't you worry. What I'm looking for is the cave system to reach the primary containment facility, but I'll find it by myself.
Engine powering up.
Oh, Sandra! You had to make a noise as soon as I turned myself on. Turned my ship on.
Fluid intake.
Phrasing. Right, we're gonna...
Powering down.
We're now positioned to better see when Sandra is on her way. First things first. Gonna seek fluid intake.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Don't you hit me with a raised eyebrow. I'm not doing anything that would put my Cyclops in danger, thank you very much. Bruh. Don't smash into my fucking Cyclops. I want to try out the pit, so I'm gonna head back when I get the opportunity.
Engine powering up.
Okay, see you in a bit, earthly entity. I'm gonna check out the pit. Because it's been raising my curiosity for a long time. Yeah, I know there's a leech. They don't cause much of a problem unless there's a certain number of them. So if you see, I'm actually regenerating energy here. See, 96%. So I'm not bothered about it. It would take more energy to actually zap it off than I can be bothered sparing. Do I like the lava zone? I like the lava zone a lot. My driving isn't great, I'll give you that. I don't like my driving much. My driving could be a lot better. Ah, Sandra's near again. Okay. I'm gonna zap it off now. Right, I'm gonna go into the pit. Because... Did you miss anything? Just me coming back to try the pit. Because of a number of things. First of all, if the pit is significant and I don't try it now and I go all the way around without checking out the pit and then it turns out to be the pit, I'm going to be annoyed with myself. Secondly, I think the pit is genuinely southeast of the thermal plant, so I think it might be the pit. This is a biome change. I don't know if you've ever seen a biome change before. This is a fucking biome change. Are we good here? I don't know if we're good here necessarily. I'm gonna try and force us to be good here. Oh, hi.
I am what you seek. Want to help you.
Mom, are you gonna be terribly offended if I say I don't fucking believe you? Like, it's all well and good saying you want to help me, but if you do it in a way that is, like, telegraphed stereotypically evil, then I kinda don't trust you. That's a whole lot of lava. Now this is really Dagothur. Or maybe just hell. Holy Jesus. Okay. We are around 1.4k, so that's good. I'm in the nether? It is kind of the nether, yeah. The fucking hell are the, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, where is the... Copper and titanium. I didn't bring any copper! I didn't bring any copper. It's fine. I don't care. I don't need a beacon. I am the goat of navigation. Also, it's so hot down here, I'm never running out of power. Who built a fucking base here? Is that an alien? Oh, it's an alien base. I thought that was like a Degassi base. I genuinely thought that was a Degassi base, and I was like, really? Down here? I'm aware there's important stuff over to the right there. My instinct whenever I find something that is like obviously the way to go is to immediately go in the opposite direction. Just to see if there are any secrets. Yeah, we love seeing warpers. When I say we love seeing warpers, I mean fuck warpers, I hate them. My god. Don't attack the rays! You bastard! Kill you myself. A warper in the pits of hell where they belong exactly. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to navigate through there without ramming a whole load of rays, and I don't really want to do that. I may have just done it. It's fine. There's some very square tiling going on with this lava. Guess who else is in the pits of hell where you belong? Asking for a friend, how does the whole lava underwater bit work? Well, you see, Lily, lava in real life doesn't work the way lava in Minecraft works. The water is simply boiling. It's just boiling hot water. There's lava underwater in real life. Like, that happens. Open volcanic areas underwater all the time. That's how volcanic islands begin. Right, I better not get jumped by a Reaper here, or I'm gonna have a meltdown. Just parking here, doing a 3-point parking maneuver. I lied, it was a 2-point parking maneuver. Terribly sorry.
Engine powering down.
My deception is unforgivable. There's bastards all over my ship. There's bastards on my ship again. I'm gonna go out and kill every single one of them. They're all dead. It's a little hot. It's a little hot out here. I'm gonna go back in my ship. It's a
Welcome aboard.
it's a little toasty.
All systems online.
Where are the fuckers? Yeah, the water pressure stops the water from evaporating. Preventing your yes, lava underwater exists, but it also still should cool down pretty quickly because of how well water conducts heat. Well, it depends. If it's this far underground, the water could just end up superheated. And then the pressure stops it from evaporating, as Scarlet King says. So I think it's still reasonable. Right, I'm going to assume this isn't too hot, yeah. Stephen. Stephen? You're going to sit on the rocks here. Okay? Because that looked dangerously close to you sliding through the floor.
Yeah.
How did I get here? I sailed in my Cyclops. But also welcome back. And of course it wants a blue one, so there's the blue one. Now the question is gonna have to be, am I gonna have to go back to my Cyclops and make more blue ones? Who the fuck is that? I can't see that little bastard. God damn it. Well, he's dead. Too late, Radesh. Alien robot. This device is of alien origin, although its design is relatively simple. Purpose. Its low threat level is at odds with the advanced technology apparently available to its designers, suggesting it was intended more to patrol alien facilities and repair damaged infrastructure than to deter invaders. Despite its simple design, this construction is quite elegant in its minimalism. 4 electromagnetic legs allow it to traverse floors, walls and ceilings with reasonable speed and appear to be replaceable. Internally, there are a few moving parts, rendering this construct energy efficient and resistant to wear over time. A rechargeable ion-based power reserve ensures it continues to operate. Assessment: immobilize and return to Altera for mutual profit. I am not selling the alien technology to Altera. Altera will not convince me to engage in...
Broadcast. Warning, vaccine development program terminated. Emperor egg hatching project terminated. Live specimens terminated. Evacuate immediately.
Bruh. Yeah, well, I do need to get the prawn in, but I need Sandra to be away. It looked like it was sliding through the floor, is the problem. That's not Jeremy. Jeremy's a crab squid. Yeah, I know you can mine the iron cubes with the prawn. I've already done that. That was a sitting animation. It can do sitting? It sits down? Jesus, it's... Why is it like that? Is that a different sea dragon? Because if so, I need to give it a different name. Sorry, I'm pausing because the sound is so loud. Radesh, is it the bug where if you go through a portal it falls through the floor? Because I'm aware of that one already. Different dragon. Okay, it's called Petronella. It's not the same bug. You see, this is why I wanted Stephen to be outside. Because I didn't want a bug to happen. So what's the bug and how do I avoid it? How it didn't spawn on my way in, you have no idea? It's because I'm the goat. I did something. It can just go through the ground if the prawn sits? Okay, why would I bring the prawn in here? Who took... I specifically didn't bring the prawn in here because I didn't want Stephen to go through the ground, and then someone told me to bring Stephen in here. Is Stephen safe on that section of alien land just outside? Okay, Petronella's over there. I'm putting it on land here. And then I'm zipping back in. Not from the dragon? Petronella wouldn't attack Stephen if he's just sitting here like a guy. Like a little dude. Right, we're gonna be absolutely fine here. Actually, I should have checked what type of... Right, I'm gonna grab some kyanite, some ion cubes. I don't have any diamonds. Shit. That's a problem. That means I can't make any purple tablets. If I need them. I have one. Okay, Petronella's away over there. I don't want to know how many tablets I need. I know I'll need more than one. Okay, that one's blue. That's good. Blue is good. Translation device. I'm going to scan everything, Scarlet King. Calm down. No nanobots. That's good, I like that. Unusual box. It's the portal companion cube. Oh, never mind, I was wrong. It's the organic matter particulator. Tracking implant. Alien building block. Fucking katana. Ancient earth blade. Strange carving. Alien statue. Circular object. It's a frisbee. Oh, it's a holographic projector. Rudimentary tablet. Let me grab this data up here as well. Oh, there's so many rooms.
Integrating new PDA data.
Right, I have like a million things to read. Holy Jesus. Alien building block. This rock-like object features organic as well as mechanical parts, and there is some genetic and technological crossover with the design of the self-warping constructs encountered elsewhere. It appears to serve no purpose in its current state and is awaiting some kind of activation sequence. Materials such as this may have been a fundamental building block of the aliens' technology, or even of the aliens themselves. I'll scan the thing in the middle of a room soon, and I'll scan stuff behind. I am gonna read through everything, and I'm gonna get everything. Just because I haven't gone to something yet doesn't mean I need to be reminded to go and grab it. I don't want to make my PDA databank build up too much so that I don't even know where to begin. So basically I'm walking in a base that is part genetic. Reminds me of TARDISes being grown in Doctor Who. Alien carving. This carving is hundreds of thousands of years old and made from an unrecognized natural fiber grown on an unknown planet. Bears striking resemblance to the old Earth yin-yang symbol. It does. Two competing theories may explain the similarity. Aliens visited Earth prior to the 4th century BC and influenced the development of ancient Chinese philosophy. I would find that boring. The concept of yin-yang is universal. Since yin and yang describes the fundamental interdependency of seemingly opposite forces, it may be a necessary existential understanding in some form in all sufficiently developed civilizations. The tapering of two circles' union into opposed and infinitesimally small points, the finite, is one logical way to represent this understanding and may have been developed independently by species other than humans. That's more interesting to me. Alien statue. The artifact is unpowered, suggesting it served a ceremonial rather than practical purpose. Pyramid resembles vines spiraling upwards towards the warm blue stone mounted above it. It may represent a plant found on the aliens' homeworld, a building of religious import, or even the gravitational pull of their home solar system. Ancient earth blade. An ancient earth blade dating back to the 13th century. Blood samples on the blade match the DNA of 7 separate heads of state from the period. Jesus. This evidence supports the theory that the aliens are an ancient spaceborne civilization engaged in the surreptitious study of less developed species. 7 heads of state. It's weird. It's a weird sword. I'm trying to place it historically. 13th century. 1200s. It's the fact that it's curved is throwing me off. Oh yeah, the story is very cool. I may be trying to place a sword that has not actually been designed with a specific historical period and location in mind. So that might be on me. Let's just move on. Holographic projector. This device contains a network apparatus and a holographic projection unit. It was likely used as a communications relay, capturing and projecting the image of the user to a remote location. There do not appear to be any other devices in range. Nanobots. Scans show some form of advanced nanobot inside this seemingly empty case. These bots are substantially smaller than any developed within the Federation, and it is not possible to ascertain their exact function. It would, however, be unwise to release them. Agreed. I think it would have been funny if the nanobots one had had one of these like images with all the scans and stuff, just seemingly showing scans of nothing. That would have been funny. They should have that on here. Hello, Odie. Hopefully one of those was the correct pronunciation of your name. Welcome. Organic matter particulator. This device contains a highly unstable radioactive isotope likely to destroy all organisms exposed to it, while leaving physical structures intact. Although it would function perfectly well as a weapon, it was more likely used to sterilize spaces for later inhabitation. I mean, that's a weapon of sorts, isn't it? Without instructions, it would be unwise to interact with it. Rudimentary tablet. This device shares many similarities with the tablets used to access the alien facilities, although its structure is rather less complex. It may have served a similar purpose, granting security access and storing relevant data, and was thus kept here as a form of legacy support. Tracking implant. This construct is emitting a high bandwidth signal consistent with alien transmissions intercepted elsewhere. DNA on the exterior indicates it was once implanted inside one of the lifeforms indigenous to 4546b, its size suggesting the subject was a Leviathan class organism. Beyond tracking and broadcasting its location, the implant may have also recorded biological data on the subject, however this data cannot be retrieved. Translation device. This device stores linguistic data from over 1,000 different languages. The core of the device may allow alien text to be read and translated. Analysis of the onboard data reveals a number of ancient Earth languages, and the term CHBC Live appears many times in the device's data. Its import is unclear. The device seems to be configured to translate into the designer's language. It will not work the other way around. Oh, it's not the last one. I've still got the terminal data to read. Enzyme 42 project data. According to translated data logs, an indigenous Leviathan species was found to produce a unique substance referred to as enzyme 42, which inhibited the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection in other indigenous organisms. The specimen was captured and contained in a purpose-built habitat for further study. The alien researchers went to great lengths to provide for the lifeform's environmental needs, including the import of interdependent flora and fauna via an on-site warp gate. However, its health quickly deteriorated. When quarantine was imposed, all warp gates and force fields were sealed. All attempts to develop the enzyme into a vaccine had been unsuccessful. I don't care. At the risk of sounding slightly rude, I don't care if people are leaving because of me reading things. I'm going to keep reading things. I'm interested in the lore and the story. Let's scan the thing in the middle first. Ion Cube Fabricator. If people aren't interested in me reading things, then they aren't interested in my playstyle, so them leaving is fine. This device appears to be the origin of the raw mineral that forms the base of the ion cubes which power smaller alien systems. Likely drawing power itself from the main thermal plant, this device may represent an almost limitless source of energy. We indeed have got time to get to that sweet lore. One of the reasons I play games like this is because the lore is interesting. It's very dark in here. Okay, so this is a portal. I have on me 4 ion cubes. I have more. Wait, I have infinite ion cubes because I can just mine those with Steven, so I'm going to open this. Not going to go through it just yet. I will get to each of these once I've seen through each room. Wait a minute. Did I miss one of these rooms? Oh, Jesus. I haven't made the other blue tablet yet, but I have the ability to mine infinite ion cubes. I get the sense this might be a scientific laboratory. It's possible that it might be a scientific laboratory. Just have that feeling, you know? Holy Jesus. I just saw a peeper fly past. Oh yeah, peepers entering the containment facility. I can see that. An outflow pipe, presumably peepers leaving the containment facility? Enzyme host peepers leaving the containment facility. Okay, let's see one go then. There they go. I will read it. Don't worry, Radesh. I like to scan all the things in a room before reading them. Don't need to be rushed into reading them before I'm ready to. Really? That's not scannable? That looks like it should be scannable. It looks like a unique thing. Yeah, but I don't know there's nothing more until I come down here, Radesh. Allow me to discover this place at my own pace. Okay, there are actually two of these. It's not unique. That's the wrong one. Peepers entering the containment facility. The pipes drawing water into the containment facility are filled with peepers arriving from the surface. The fish show no signs of distress. The specimens scanned have all consumed high quantities of seeds and organic matter from the surface. Some specimens are beginning to show signs of infection. Enzyme host peepers. I want to see everything. Radesh, let me explore the facility. Want to know a funny fact? Sure, go ahead, as long as it's not a spoiler. Enzyme host peepers leaving the containment facility. The outflow pipes are filled with peepers traveling back towards the surface. Specimens show no symptoms of infection. All specimens scanned are carrying enzyme 42, which data suggests inhibits the bacterium. Specimens' stomach cavities are otherwise empty, suggesting they may have purged the contents before entering the pipes. Assessment. If peepers have evolved to distribute the enzyme via the pipe network, this may explain part of the mechanism by which life on 4546b has survived since the bacterial outbreak. That's... If peepers have evolved to distribute the enzyme via the pipe network. Strange. I feel like that's not evolution. The lower level of this room was added because someone tried to jump on the giant pipe in the middle of the room and then got stuck because the pipe didn't have collision yet. That doesn't surprise me. I was considering trying to jump on it and I thought, you know what, best not to. Oh, and I need to grab this too.
Integrating new PDA data.
Still qualifies as the evolution if the selection pressure is artificial. No, but I meant like from reading that and looking at this, My assumption until it said that was that this was specifically built to gather peepers, fill them with enzyme 42, and then put them back into the environment. Like that was the aliens' intention with this, which would make it not evolution. But maybe what the game is trying to tell me is that these pipes were for something else, and the peepers have just started doing that with them. Which is interesting, if so. Because that was my assumption. That the aliens were trying to use this to slowly cure the disease. That's not how you understood it. Yeah, I mean, that's the way it's written suggests that it isn't that, but until I read that part, I thought it was meant to be, that was the intent. I assumed those connected to the vents, yeah. Ventilation control. Water flowing to and from the primary containment facility is being automatically controlled independently of other safeguards. Data on the water composition has been recorded. Inflow. Water is being drawn from different biomes around the surface of the planet. The water temperature is considerably lower than the volcanic environment outside the facility, while microorganism and nutrient counts are substantially higher. Outflow. Oxygen-deprived water is being flooded from the system and recycled back to the surface. Because the thing that really made me think that was the fact that it's only peepers, because obviously there are other fish that are the same size as or smaller than peepers that I would have thought would end up occasionally coming down here just by randomness, unless it was specifically targeted to get peepers. But evidently I'm wrong. Now for the 3 rooms on the other side. Hey look, another warp gate. Who would have guessed it? I have the perfect number on me right now. Perfect number on me. I didn't miss it, Scarlet King. I'm leaving it. Wait a minute, this is the wrong room. I leave the most interesting rooms until last, and that includes central rooms. So essentially in my plan, that one's going to be second last, and then the one with that I need a blue tablet to get into is going to be the last one I check.
This room appears to be a biological archive storing more than 40 indigenous egg specimens in different states of development.
Thank you, Ava. I probably could have worked that out for myself, given that I'd see the eggs.
Integrating new PDA data.
Holy shit, look at the size of that egg. This room does look very nice. I would be a mad scientist with this as my laboratory. I'm a little miffed that I can't scan the eggs to work out what species they are. Do I think it's every egg in the game? That seems likely. I like that you can see the embryo in that one. Sea Emperor Leviathan research data. I like that you can just see a tiny part of it. Specimen size categories have been adjusted upward to accommodate this species. Feeding and digestion. Alien research data indicates that despite its size, this species feeds entirely on microorganisms it filters from the water, which themselves depend on a complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. What do you mean, despite its size? The blue whale feeds like that as well. Every example of the largest specimens of life that we have actually feed on very small things. If you look at the sauropods with the dinosaurs as well, those largest dinosaurs fed on vegetation. That's actually consistent with the largest species. You two were quite miffed when you discovered the lack of scannables, yeah. Many things you can say about the aliens that built this facility. One of those things is that they really like green. It's a good colour. Not very creative, but it's a good colour. Reproduction. Large ovary-like organisms are carried in the creature's middle section, suggesting that, like other species on this planet, it produces eggs. However, internal scar tissue indicates probable infertility. Enzyme 42. The Emperor manufactures Enzyme 42 within its stomach cavity to break down its food, and will occasionally expel it into the surrounding waters. This substance was found to neutralize the effects of the bacterium, and its presence in the ecosystem today would explain how life on the planet survived the outbreak. It would remain to be explained by what mechanism the enzyme is being delivered. Well, it wouldn't. I just saw that one in the room with the peepers. Health. Comparative analysis of size and metabolic rates indicates the specimen captured by the researchers was approximately 1600 years old. Extensive internal and external scar tissue suggested it lived well in excess of the peak lifespan of its species. Assessment. While a healthy Emperor specimen may have held some potential as a cure, it is unlikely any research subjects survived quarantine procedures. Well, maybe the aliens contributed to the infection by taking all of the Emperor Leviathan specimens and killing them during their research, so now they're not out there spreading the enzyme like they otherwise would have been. Maybe you shouldn't have interfered with the natural life cycle, you stupid aliens. You're doing what humans did. I think it's consistent for the single largest species alive at any point, but definitely not for all large species. Yeah, but my point is, it is consistent for the single largest species alive, which the Emperor Leviathan is implied to be. I am on day 163, yes, so it's not like really a surprise that it eats that way. It's worded like it's a surprise, but I would have expected it to be that way. I'm gonna save because I've been walking around here so much, just in case the game crashes or something. Wonder how that evolved, by the way. Surely it would not necessarily be advantageous for the Leviathan to cure its entire ecosystem of the virus. Well, here's the interesting thing. First of all, it's not a virus, it's a bacterium, and sorry, I'm a pedant, but it did specify the microorganisms depend on a complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. So that suggests the ecosystem needs to remain intact for the microorganisms that the Leviathan consumes to survive, and therefore for the Leviathan to survive. So actually there is an evolutionary advantage in it maintaining the whole ecosystem, because that's how its microorganisms that it feeds on develop. What am I going to name the Sea Emperor? Well, my understanding is that it's extinct. Well, that's fucking dark. Preserved fetus. This is really sad. I wonder if there's something analogous on Earth where the species effectively does the work of others' immune systems. Well, there's a slightly similar thing in the... Yeah, I can tell it's a child Sea Emperor Radish. I know what the word fetus means. There is a similar thing with like hippos and rhinos and birds and elephants. Hippos, rhinos, elephants, and then birds. If you see birds on them and like pecking at them, the birds are actually like cleaning up their skin. If you see that behavior. So that's kind of a slightly similar thing. I can't remember what the advantage that birds get is from that. But they do get an advantage from those animals flourishing. I think it's particularly elephants. There's the egg casing. They get the stuff they pick? Yeah, that's true. I swear they get something else. I'm sure there's something else they get from the animal's presence as well. But anyway, that's one example of an existing symbiotic relationship where it is, in a way, essentially keeping them healthy. I think I forgot something important. What do you think I forgot? Sea Emperor egg casing. Shell composition. The shell casing is formed from thick layers of carbon composite, suggesting an extensive gestation period. This Leviathan species may give birth just once per century, perhaps just once in their lifetimes. Just once in their lifetimes would be very strange. That would be a recipe for the species dying out. Even assuming that they reproduce asexually the way a lot of things on 4546b seem to do, it would still be a recipe for the species dying out because some of them are going to get killed before they can reproduce. Shell casing incisions. Precise incisions suggest a laser-based tool was used to cut open the egg casing and forcibly remove the fetus inside prior to full gestation. Hey, alien civilization, fuck you. Analysis. Time pressure to develop a bacterial vaccine may have driven the alien researchers to cut open this egg and remove the fetus for study. Maybe you wouldn't have to create a vaccine if you let the sea emperors just live naturally and expel their enzyme. It is also possible that removed from its parent and natural habitat, some vital condition for the infant to hatch naturally was not met. Really depends on how many offspring they produce at once, right? Oh yeah, I suppose I kind of assumed, for some reason I just assumed that the egg was just like they lay one egg and it creates one sea emperor fetus. But yeah, it might create many. They might lay many eggs, or one egg might have many in it. You make a good point, Lily. Sea Emperor fetus. Found preserved in a display case, it was likely a child of the adult specimen contained within the facility. Physiology. Superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was artificially removed from its egg casing. Stunted tissue development suggests the organism expired during the removal process. Tissue samples have been taken from the digestive tract. Analysis. It appears the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure for the bacterium from enzymes. Shut up, Ava, I'm reading. It appears the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure for the bacterium from enzymes produced in this specimen's digestive system. Without a young, healthy specimen, these efforts were in vain.
Vital signs stabilizing.
So, what's the thing that you think I forgot? Poor thing indeed. These lights are going to turn on. And I'm deaf again. Petronella, why are you here? If you could leave, that would be grand. They're so loud. Yeah, that's like that's actually my #1 complaint with this game. Certain sound effects are way too loud. There's so few things to complain about this game. It's in the information I got from the disease research facility.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Don't remember all of the information I got from the disease research facility. That's all empty. Steven, I need your ion cubes. Just gonna make a whole load of blue ones. Hopefully I don't need more than 2. Because I don't have any more kyanite. Petronella, will you piss off? Leave the little fish alone, Petronella. Skedaddle. I don't want to take Steven in with me because he might fall through the floor. What if he falls through the floor? Then what do I do? Then I've got no more Steven. And I'm deaf again, wonderful. Yeah, that's the problem. You need to save constantly if you take him in. Well, this room is very large. Curious. Very curious. I think I need to take Steven to get up there, unfortunately. Completely opaque water. The log was bacterial. Yeah, I do need to bring Steven in for this, unfortunately. Bacterial disease profile. Was it Kara contagion profile? I don't really see anything particularly useful there. The one thing I would say, I'm not an expert on diseases, but attaches to healthy living cells and mutates the basic genetic structure sounds a lot more like the profile of a virus than a bacterium to me. But yeah, I just need to put him in the water, I know. Right, I'll go and get Steven. Steven, I'm coming! Oh god, I'm gonna have to listen to the sound of the fucking lights turning on again. Well, Petronella is there, but she's kind of floating in the distance. I do actually need to... Unfortunately, I need to consume... Fill myself up a bit there. Replant. We're gonna have to wait for her to go back again. Grab more water. And I'm gonna grab a bit of bilbo tree. What if I end this game today? Unlikely, I've only got about half an hour left if I do my normal stream duration. Petronella, where the fuck are you going? Are you trying to go up above?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And I'm death again. Well, actually, first things first, before we go into the pool, I am going to fly. Or not. Is gravity on too high here? Fuck you, game. There's no indication of gravity here. There's no indication that gravity should be on higher here. I wanted to check it, Radesh. I don't like it.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone. And instead, we have you. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did.
Interesting. Well, I don't know what you mean by that, Mom. Is that all? You can't just say that and then start swimming around like that means anything. Yeah, I can tell what she is. Radesh, please stop backseating. I will do this at my own pace, in my own order. I will play as I want to play. Sea Empress, yeah. Or we could just say that it's not a gendered term anymore. Those particles are interesting. Wait, hold on, there's a motherfucking shark. Right, well, I kind of want to scan you, but I'm concerned that if I jump down there, you're gonna
Detecting
like.
unusually passive behavioral patterns in nearby predators. Reason unknown.
Cheers, Ava. Okay, I'm gonna jump down now. Hi there. Okay, so I'm gonna scan you now. Is that okay? Oh, I can't scan you.
Unlike other alien facilities, scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Explanation unclear at this time.
Yeah, no ability to scan. Grand. Big. Maybe fish? Unclear. I don't want you to leave, Raresh. I just want to be able to experience the game
Environment scans indicate the water
at my own
here is
pace.
rich with a rare, plankton-like life form which depends on the organic detritus produced by the ecosystem around it.
She's stasisable? It's kind of irrelevant because she's fully not scannable. Okay, I'm gonna eat these before they go off now. Like, I can save and try and shoot her with a stasis gun, but I feel like if I do too much like that, she's gonna attack me. Also, she's too far away. I have to go with the flow. Which I feel like implies not being a dick to her. I'm trying to fly over there. Do you fucking mind? Can't just push me. Well, there's a vent. There's an ion cube. Now there was stuff down here as well. I'm actually curious. Excuse me, do you scan differently? No. I saw the stuff there. I'm just interested in this. Those are eggs. Okay, I'm gonna open that up there. Do you mind? I don't want plot continuance. No, I don't want plot stuff right now. Leave me alone. No plot stuff. Right, you're in the water there. Can you pick that up, please? Thanks. Cheers. Big Fish doesn't want you to know this, but you can avoid plot stuff by simply eating eggs. Are you sure about that? I am gonna leave Steven down here.
The plant life in this area is growing outside its normal conditions.
Yep, thanks,
Other
Ava.
life forms fertilizing and pruning the vegetation may be offsetting this environmental deficit.
Cheers, Ava. I noticed that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Stephen on the natural ground so that when I go through this portal, there's absolutely no chance of Stephen falling through. Now, I know there's probably no chance in the water anyway, but just because this is the alien, like, construction, I'm just nervous to not leave him on natural ground. And I'm also gonna save just in case he falls through. This is where I thought I would end up. That's fine. Right, now I need to test all of the other 4 portals, because I haven't been through them yet. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do them in the order I opened them, so we start with this one. This takes me to a cave. I'm not sure I've been in this cave. It's still making the alien sound. Okay. Closest thing is the enforcement platform. Yeah, this is a whole area I have not been to. Fuck are you doing in this cave? It's not water. Get that? Wait, you can pick these up? Oh. Oh, they don't last. But I might as well while I'm here. Goodbye. Slight big fish jump scare, yeah. This area is definitely a bit janky, what with the alien... Well, the fish in the cave and also the alien footsteps sound, the alien facility footsteps sounds. Yeah, it's just a flying big fish, yeah, of course. This one is next. Another cave I haven't been to. $300 down. Closest to Morrowind. This is the mushroom area. Okay. Another cave I haven't been to. Very close to Officer Keen. Oh, the little fuckers are in here. Oh wait, no, never mind. Oh no, some of the little fuckers are in here. Many secret caves in this game. Very nice to hear about all of them. Yeah. $291 and sharks nearby. Oh, it's this biome. Yeah, this is a very nice cave. I have a bad impact on the local environment. Always. No worries, Radesh. You aren't being annoying. It's just different people play games different ways. It was good having you here. Hope you have a great day. Oh, are we in the Lost River? Hello. Wait, this one might actually be goated. I might be near home. Never mind. I know exactly where I am. This one's far from goated. This is a great property location. Unfortunately, you do have to murder the current occupant. Now it is time to continue with the plot. Standard stuff in this housing market. You know what? You make a good point, Lily. Sploosh. Every time I say goated, all your brain goes to is I don't know that reference, so my brain doesn't go there. So is this just a platform for them to like jump down in the water and kind of observe her as she did nothing? It's kind of what it seems like. This is such a small container they got for someone her size. I know I'm saying, oh, the aliens are doing cruelty to animals, like it's a surprise. But, come on.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Hello, Stephen. Time for plot. Well, first of all, I want to have a wee look here. Because there's like a tunnel here. Apparently I've scanned that before. I thought it was new. Okay, so I suppose that's the extent of the depths there. That is another portal. Got plenty ion cubes on me. The question is, does she want me to open the portal? She's gonna come and sit here. Yes? Mom? I haven't got a name for her yet. Angela. I thought she would speak to me. Hi. Elizabeth because of the whole Empress thing? I mean, Elizabeth wasn't an Empress. Elizabeth was a queen.
My young need
Yep.
to hatch.
I can
to
tell that.
play outside this place.
I can tell that.
We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this work, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
She just wants me to open a portal. I have no idea how the British one. There were two British ones actually. There was Queen Elizabeth I of the Tudor dynasty, and then there was Queen Elizabeth II of House Windsor. Scan what? Aquarium Arch. But yeah, I have no idea how they're spelled. But you make a very good point that there are plenty of Elizabeths outside Britain. Was there an Empress Elizabeth of somewhere? I don't know that one. Sorry, what was it you wanted me to scan? To scan, Scarlet King? Oh, wait, you can come back here. The German one. Peeper. I don't see a peeper. There's a peeper there. Oh shit, it's different. Peepers inside the containment facility. Right, if you just hold on a second, I'm going to turn on PDA pause so that you don't run off or do shit while I'm reading here. Could you... Yeah, I'm done with these. Could you mark them off? All right, let's call her Elizabeth then. Let's see. Aquarium Arch I'll read first. Scans indicate this arch was left inactive when the facility was abandoned. It likely served as an access point to the surface of the planet. It is much too small for the Emperor to pass through, but would accommodate smaller life forms. Indeed. Hatching enzymes. The Emperor's specimen's eggs are attached to some form of incubator. In a normal life cycle, it seems likely that sea emperors would have buried their eggs in shallower waters where different organic materials in the soil would have triggered a hatching response. The incubator suggests the aliens had resorted to developing artificial hatching enzymes, which would simulate the egg's natural hatching environment, but were unable to discover the formula. With extensive information on the sea emperors themselves, it may still be possible to fabricate an artificial hatching enzyme using indigenous ingredients. However, the only surviving source of that information may be the sea emperor itself. Peepers inside the containment facility. While all other creatures encountered within the facility are isolated within it, peepers appear to be coming and going of their own accord via the alien pipe network. On arrival, peepers are approaching the sea emperor. Peepers exhibit a natural affinity for the stomach enzymes being expelled by the emperor. Peepers which have come into contact with the enzyme are returning to the pipe network. Analysis. This behavior must be the source of enzyme 42 on 4546B or the area thereof which supports life. It is likely also responsible for the survival of the emperor and the other life forms contained within the facility. I bet she's doing it. I bet she's using her psychicness to bring them down here. Sea Emperor's eggs. Shell. Uncommonly strong shell lining. Organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds or thousands of years old. Alien tubes. Alien devices penetrate the outer shell layer, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and to isolate them from the surrounding environment. Amniotic sac. Like many eggs on 4546B, these do not contain a nutrient supply which is slowly exhausted by the embryo. Instead, they exist in a form of natural stasis awaiting appropriate hatching conditions. Fetal organism. There is a high genetic match between these organisms and the Leviathan in the vicinity. They appear to be stable and healthy. It is likely that ideal hatching conditions for the eggs vary considerably from ideal survival conditions for the parent. All right, Elizabeth. Here you go.
With the passage you have opened, my young can leave this place. But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give the secret willingly.
New blueprint acquired.
New blueprint acquired. Eyestalk seed, sea crown seed, ghost weed seed, bulb bush sample, fungal sample. Organic substance derived from plants found in the Emperor's natural breeding grounds designed to trigger a hatching response. Cool. I know where to get 3 of those, and I know where ghost weeds grow. I don't remember where sea crowns grow. If you could fade off, and then I can have a look here. Flora, let's see. Maybe I haven't acquired them. Molly, that is my name, indeed. Can you give me a hint? Depends how strong the hint is. Oh, new advanced theory. Sea Emperor's life cycle. Available biological data has been used to synthesize the effects of the alien bacterium on the Sea Emperor's natural life cycle. This creature likely lived and moved in small herds around the planet's ocean trenches, coming to the surface to feed off the huge volumes of microorganisms in the shallower waters. Family size would be strictly limited by available food supply. Offspring would likely split off at a young age to form their own herds elsewhere. Given their sparse population, mating and egg laying was likely infrequent, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime event. The species likely had a preferred environment for egg laying. In fact, successful hatching may depend on such conditions. Given the rarity of this event, it is impossible to calculate these conditions precisely. There is no evidence to support the assumption that all members of the species were immune from the alien bacterium. Even if this is so, there is evidence that introduction of the bacterium decimated life on the planet, and this would have had catastrophic effects on the Emperor's food supply and survival rate. The symbiotic relationship between this specimen and other life forms likely developed as a direct result of the bacterial infection. Those life forms which learned to keep the Emperor alive survived with its help. This may explain the vast tracts of lifeless ocean in a rough perimeter around the Emperor's location. Okay, well, I'm going through here. Why the fuck would you put me here? Crown for the Emperor, such a thing is never too far. I mean, probably all of the things are harvestable in there, but why would you put me next to where warpers spawn? It was. Now they may not be in here. Those that aren't may be retrievable from those other portals. But I just want to check down under again. Do you count as... I can't remember what you... No. Your coral tube sample. I can't remember what you get a fungal sample from. It's been a while. Well, that's a sea crown. And I was right, I've never scanned it before. Do you give fungal sample? Of course not. Oh, this isn't even ghostweed. I thought that was ghostweed. Gabe's feather seed. Oh, hey! The paper's got a blue eye. Yeah, as I suspected, the others will be in other locations. Do you mind, Elizabeth? I'm actually doing something here. Elizabeth, stop hitting me with your tentacles.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Right, you didn't want to be too clear with your hands, so you made it into a bit of poem. No, it was good, I like it, it was a good hint. It was a very good hint. What time is it? Okay. I am returning to the Cyclops first. Hopefully Petronella won't cause me issues.
Seek fluid intake. Vital signs stabilizing.
Why are you playing a jumping out of water sound effect? Don't see Petronella.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Right, back here for a couple of reasons. First of all, I want Stephen to recharge. Secondly, food. Thirdly, Stephen, you can have these ion cubes. And honestly, you can have the tablets too. God, I love the music down here. Oops, I took one too many, god damn it. Game treats the inside of her aquarium as its own body of water. This means you can take the seamoth through the portal and it won't crush. Interesting. Forgot I had that many bombs on me. About to be back at 100. At some point I've got to scan Petronella. But that point is not now. Stephen, we're going. Prepare to be deaf. Right, we need ghostweed eye stalks. Now, fun thing about that. Can't remember which of these was which. There should be a torture method, that entrance, yeah. This is in the mushroom biome. That's fungal sample. Is this itself? No. Just double checking. I've arrived in Morrowind. Morrowind is one of my favorite biomes. It's so safe. Fungal sample. Why did I take two? What did I take two for? Perfect. Not perfect. Well, getting that titanium was good. I'll take that creature egg as well. Hatch that at some point. Right, the reason that titanium is perfect is I need to get back to the Cyclops for it. I can now make a beacon. And I can put the beacon in this hole because this is easily the safest biome to get back from. This is actually safer than the enforcement platform to get back from because the enforcement platform has the Reapers right outside where you spawn. So I can put a beacon there once I've made another trip to the Cyclops. You know, that hadn't even crossed my mind until you said it, Scarlet King. This one might be an issue. Is this harvestable? Because the problem with this one is that bro is right there. Well, the bro is also kind of stuck, to be fair. Would make a cool observatory. I don't need an observatory, I need ghostweed. Which this isn't. There is definitely ghostweed out there. But I'm not going out there. Ghost leviathans look terrifying as predators, but as animals look like they have the neural capacity of a fried egg. Well, predators don't necessarily need to be that clever. They just need to be able to hunt. Unfortunately, I don't see any ghostweed close enough to make going out there worth the risk. Now that the portals are open, it may be a case of beaconing the mushroom biome portal, extracting the Cyclops, so that we're no longer having to deal with Petronella, and collecting all the samples we need from a surface start point. And then coming back here. Fuck you. Stephen, do not. You fall through the fucking ground, I'm gonna end you. God damn it, there's another one. What is these guys' problem? Okay, I'm leaving. This did not get me any of the ingredients that I was looking for. I just murdered 3 people, that's all I did. No, I didn't look because there's a million sharks outside and I'm not going to risk Stephen. Oh, for God's sake, I hate this. Why can I only go a tiny bit up here? I suppose it's because I'm in the air. Apparently Stephen is impotent when he gets in the air. Altera really should have put a warning of air-based impotence. No, I didn't look that hard because every time I poked my head out there were more sharks. The ghostweed's going to be a problem either way. Prawns don't like the air, it would seem so. Because that one has the ghost leviathan near it. So I think what I'm going to do, and this is going to be next stream because I'm pretty well out of time. What I'm going to do next stream is I'm going to deafen you. I'm very sorry about that. Is I'm going to extract the Cyclops, get the Cyclops back up to Dagothur, evading Petronella. Speaking of evading Petronella, Stephen, you're useless sometimes. Stephen, what the fuck? There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Ghostweed on the way up, get back to the surface, go to where I know for a fact there are eye stalk plants, get an eye stalk plant seed from there, come back to... No, I need to go back in before I end. I need to go back in once more before I end. I need to drop a beacon. I need to drop a beacon. Shushi's Petronella. Very sorry, you're going to get deafened twice more before this episode ends. Again, blame Unknown Worlds Entertainment. Right, what's going to happen is I'm going to plant a beacon on the mushroom biome, the Morrowind exit, because that's the safest one to come back to. And what's going to happen is we're going to, next stream, extract the Cyclops, back up to Dagothur, and then back up to the surface, grabbing Ghostweed along the way. Go to where I know the eye stalk plants are, because that's pretty safe. I can get an eye stalk seed easily from there. and then come back with the Cyclops to Morrowind and take Stephen down through this portal, pop out the other portal where the last ingredient is, because it's right up there next to the right up next to the entrance, the bulb bush sample, because the bulb bush sample can expire, so that has to be the last one we get. And then jump back here to the Cyclops, make the enzymes, solve the problems, bada bing bada boom. I don't want to pick it up, I want to edit the name, fuck you. And we're gonna call this we're gonna call this, it's a teleporter in Morrowind, so we're gonna call it Guild Guide. Probably nobody understands any of the Morrowind references that I've been consistently making throughout this playthrough, but that's fine. Where the fuck is Stephen? There he is. Before I go in there, I'm going to repair Stephen again, just to make sure that he's fully... I didn't mean to do that to him. Bulbush only has a bar because you can eat it. I'm still going to get it last, because I don't actually know... The eye stalk plant, I know where it is, like from going there from above, from the surface. I don't know where that plant is going from the surface, and obviously nobody tell me, so it's just easier if I get it last for a number of reasons. And one last time this stream, you are going to go deaf. Hacker voice, I'm in. And obviously Petronella's around here somewhere, but that's fine. We're not too concerned with Petronella. Now, for the purposes of next stream, exit is that way that I'm looking, right? Petronella, if you killed that Reaper, we'd be best friends forever. But exit is that way I'm looking, yeah? Is that right? Not exactly. Oh, there is another cavern over there. Is that it? I think that's it, actually, yeah. Near the lava falls to my right, yeah. So it's got to be that one there. If necessary, we definitely have sufficient power to use the shield system on our way out. Sorry, I'm just going to do that just because I hate these guys so much. I have a creature decoy. I have 5 creature decoys, and I have extra power cells once we're out. So, last thing of this stream, read the sea crown. This plant consists primarily of a large bladder-like sac containing a huge variety of bacterial species, which may enable it to break down complex compounds it draws from the root system. Shares large sections of genetic code with the membrane tree. Environment scans indicate this plant is rare to the point of extinction, which is why I only found it in that habitat. Makes sense. So, that will be everything for today, as that is 6 o'clock now. Have a very clear plan for what to do next stream. For people who aren't on the Discord, my controller currently isn't working in Sekiro, so unless that is... It's 1 AM for you? Okay, Earthly Entity, you need to go to bed after this is over. Yes. So unless I find a way to fix my controller with Sekiro in the rest of this week, the next weekend stream will be the next Subnautica stream. If I do find a way to fix Sekiro, then I will obviously say on the Discord, and I should start putting announcements on the actual community tab as well. I never remember to do that. So if I can fix it, then the next Subnautica will obviously be next week. But if I can't fix it, then the next Subnautica will just be the next stream slot, which will be the weekend. And as usual, 3 AM for you. You people need to go to bed. As usual, I will drop the Discord link in chat if anyone wants to join it. I do put updates there, and I put updates there much more frequently than I put them on the community tab because I'm forgetful, and I forget that the community tab even exists half the time. So I think that is everything. Thank you everyone for watching. This was an extremely productive stream again. Had a lot of fun. It was good to see you all again after a pretty reasonably long break given my cold. So, yeah. I think that's everything. Have a good rest of your week. Hopefully I'll see you next time stream Subnautica, or just next stream in general. They may be the same thing. Adios.